Okay, so today we're going to be looking at writing and using formulae. Remember, formula is just meaning rules that are expressed in symbols, so a rule that I can follow. Let's read the question. Miss Joplin is planning the resources for a math lesson. She needs 1 ruler per pupil, plus 5 spare, 4 pieces of dotty paper per pupil, and 4 pieces of card per pupil, plus 7 spare. So write down the formulae for the number of rulers, represented with R, and the amount of dotty paper, represented with D, and card, represented with C. Use P for the number of pupils. So I'm going to start by just imagining what this looks like. Let's say I've got a pupil here, and let's say I've got another one over here, and let's say there's another one here. Okay. I know that what it's asking me for is 1 ruler per pupil. So this person's going to have 1 ruler, this one would have 1 ruler, and this one would have 1 ruler. And I've got 5 spare rulers. So I can see that no matter how many pupils I've got, I've got 1 lot times the number of pupils I've got. Because for every pupil, there is 1 ruler, and then I'm adding on 5 spare. So I'm going to use P to represent these people, and I can see that I'm going to times 1 by the number of pupils I've got. So I've got 1 lot of P. And in a formula type of writing it, or formula way, I just need to write P. I don't need to write 1P. So I've got P for the number of pupils that I've got, and 5. So to know how many rulers I need for 3 pupils, I would do 3 lots of 1, so P meaning 3, plus 5, 8. And you can see here I've got 1, 2, 3, and the 5 spare, 8. I've got 8 rulers in total. Let's look for D. For each pupil, I've got 4 pieces of dotted paper. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for this person. I've got 4 for this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've got 4 for this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And nothing spare. So I know now that the relationship here is that for every pupil that I have, there is going to be 4 pieces of dotted paper. So I can see that for 3 pupils, I would need to multiply 4 by the number of pupils I've got. 4 times 3, which is 12. So I know my formula here to work out the amount of dotted paper I need will be 4 times however many pupils I've got. And just to write that as 4P. Remember, you don't need to write the times sign in between these two. So let's look for C then, the number of card. So I've got 4 pieces of card per pupil plus 7 spare. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 again. This one's getting 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one gets 4 pieces of card. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I've also got some spare just in case. And I've got 7 spare pieces of card. So again, I can see here that the number of pupils I've got, I'm going to multiply by that 4 pieces of card every time. So here I do 3 times 4, which would be 12, and then add on that 7. So for my C then, I know I need 4 times the amount of pupils I've got, and then I'm adding on that 7 spare. There we go. So let's have a look. This time there are 13 pupils in the class. How many of each item does Miss Joplin need? So I now know that this P is being represented, or is representing, 13 pupils. So let's work out this first one. If P is 13, then I've got 13 add 5, which is 18. For this one here, if I've got 4 lots of P, P being 13, I'm going to do 4 times 13, which is 52. And then for C, if C is the same as 4 lots of P add 7, and P is 13, I'm going to do 4 lots of P first, so 4 times 13, which we just worked out to be 52, and then I'm adding on 7, 59. There we go. Let's have a look at the next question. This one's to do with length and perimeter using formulae. So it's saying to me the perimeter of a regular hexagon is P, and the length of the side is S. So I know that S add S and S and S and S and S is going to equal P. Or I know that S is the same as perimeter, so to work out what that S is, I know I can have the whole perimeter and divide it by 6 because I know they are all equal. So it's asked me to find the length of that side when the perimeter is 24. So if I substitute here P for being 24, because that's what it's saying to me here, perimeter is 24, I know I can work out what the S is worth. So S is 24 divided by 6, which is 4. So if I did here 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, if I add them all up, I would then equal 24 centimetres. So let's write down the formula for P in terms of S. How can I work out what the perimeter is going to be? How many lots of S are there is what it's asking for. I've got S and I've got it 6 times because I know it's a hexagon. So I'm going to have here 6S. You wouldn't be wrong if you did S, add S, add S, add S, add S, add S, but it wouldn't be the most elegant solution, unlike 6S. So let's write down the formula for the perimeter of this regular shape. So I can see here it's a square and they are regular, so it's going to be the same for each side. So the perimeter is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of S. S, add S, add S, add S, or 4S. So find P when S is 7. I'm substituting just like before. So what would P be? P is the same as, when S is 7, 4 lots of 7. And 4 lots of 7 I know to be 28 centimetres. And there you have it. Good luck, have a go.